Oh, man. All right. What's going on, y'all? Happy Monday. Everyone's favorite day of the week. I hope y'all had an awesome weekend. There's a great UFC fight. Bones Jones came back. I know this is mostly about trading or whatever, but hey, sometimes some things happen. But yeah, awesome fight over the weekend for some MMA action if you're into that. If not, whatever. Disregard. But let's talk about some price action because that's what we're really here for. We got some, I wouldn't say plenty to talk about, but just some lollygagging over the weekend. No really follow through or nothing. This will be the first kind of look at my charts for today, or at the charts. They're not my charts, but at the charts. Let's see here. Let's start with Mama Bears, what you generally like to do. Barely holding on to this higher low here. We technically still do have higher lows, higher highs. But it's just barely holding on, man. I would really like to see this close back above 23 to get kind of a little bit more excited that this probably was just another higher low, little liquidation break. But just not enough data yet, really, to make a good decision off of that. Yeah, and absolutely nothing over the weekend, man. Super flat. So we're not going to have anything on futures. We're not going to really. Hey, whoa! Actually, we are having a little bit of pumpage on GBDC. What's going on here? That's a little surprising because Bitcoin didn't do anything over the weekend. Just lollygagging right on its 21. I mean, it is barely holding on, y'all. Just barely. Just barely. Kind of doing a little symmetrical type triangle, funky pattern here. This is pretty confusing. Yeah, nothing really. Oh, this is delayed. That's why. Derp. Derp. That's what this D is right here. So this is from Fridays, isn't it? Oh, no, it says Mondays. Then why does it say delayed? What's going on here? Yeah, this is from today. The hell, man? Trading View, why are you special? Delayed by 15 minutes. Oh gosh. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, nothing really here. Just lollygagging sideways. God, look at GBDC getting squeezed with all the EMAs. 200, 55, 21. Brutal. Oh, I didn't even do the title of this show or anything for the open. Good old Mondays. It's blah, blah, blah. It's no noise. I'm Z-Rex. It's Monday, March 6th at about 10:20 or so in the AM. So there we go. Now it's tagged for some time. Anyway, yeah, back to the Mama Bear, just kind of sideways. Nothing really new over the weekend. Not surprising. Weekend price action's trash, like 99% of the time. Same with Ethereum, just barely holding on, kind of the exact same pattern. Still got a downward sloping 200. Kind of nasty cut yesterday on Ethereum. So Bear's trying to get more dominant there. Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin's getting comfy back below 90 here. Tried to rally yesterday above it. Just went to like 91.50. Rejection so far. Getting a little bit of resistance built at the 90 level, 90 handle. Still barely getting like just squeezed, man. Just nothing really new from the last videos. So still 91 is the resistance on this guy. Coming back to test the 1580-ish area, which is formerly known as support for Ethereum. It is right on it, so it's kind of like close is close enough in TA, in my opinion. And same with Mama Bear, kind of just lollygagging here. Let's see. Kind of, no, this one looks a little bad. This looks pretty nasty below like $20. Nothing very exciting there on Ethereum Classic. Man, this is a little sloppy. I mean, you're right beneath this little local low, but you're also right above this little doji bullish attempt back over here in around Christmas time. So I mean, talk about squeeze, and look at these vol flashes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. I don't even remember the last time I've seen 5 in a row. Let's see. Let's just scroll back real quick. I don't even know if that's ever happened on. That's never happened on. Here's a few in a row way back over here. And yeah, wow, that has never happened in XRP's history. So there is that's given support to the narrative that there's a big ass move coming before the summer. We've been talking about that on the show a lot, and not just in the crypto land, but also normie markets too. Price is just getting squeezed real tight in the ranges, and man, 5 vol flashes, that's pretty crazy. That's leading me to believe that we're about to see 42 or like 32 pretty quickly here. Probably, like I said, before the summer, sometime this spring. We've got a little good, decent support right here at about 8 pennies. Yeah, so we've been watching the lower 8s on Stellar. It is barely holding on to this low right here at about 8 and change, like 8.1. Anything below that, that just really opens the door to mid 7s. It's just barely holding on, man. Tron is actually kind of engulfing the last 7 days. Price acceptance on the lows. But again, looking left, it's right above the previous resistance levels, man. Yeah, so it's not an easy chart. This is not super easy chart to read. Not being too biased. If I just looked at this fresh, I'd be like, oh yeah, this looks like a liquidation break, and it's pretty good above about 6.5 pennies. You could argue that for sure. This candle though, right here on Friday, it's pretty nasty, and I would say bulls have lost the Momo below about 6.8 cents. Dot, man, also barely hanging on to previous support resistance flips. Man, tough charts, man. They're not making it easy right now. They were making it look nice and sexy back here, but now the bears are testing again, and they're like, "No, we're gonna make a lower low real quick. What's up now?" So now we're gonna start making lower highs, and that would be the case if we don't get back above 660 on this guy on dot. So definitely trend is in question. Bears are making themselves realized again. Same kind of pattern right to the previous resistance areas. Breaking down on some of the MAs, though, we're getting all the slopes back to the downside, so that looks pretty ugly. Link is still trapped in the middle abyss here. Nothing really new on that at all. Just hovering around the 200, but this is sloppy as hell. Nothing to really get from that. EOS is still holding up somehow. It is an anomaly. Funny enough, like right after I said I was going to take it off the list because no one really cares about Dan Larimer's projects, but here it is holding up. It actually looks pretty good above 118. It's got higher highs and higher lows, so go figure. Go Dan, I guess. How funny. Although this probably won't keep up if Bitcoin breaks, back into the 21,000 handle. But right now, hey, looks pretty good. That same weird kind of pattern of even lows. It's like a reverse descending triangle, like an upside down one. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We are just making even lows at this point on some stuff. Some stuff is making very incremental lower lows. So, man, yeah, just a tough market. The best is it's just kind of finding support right, looking left on previous resistance. So you have to give the bulls a little bit of credit on that one. Except for BSV, you can't give them any credit here. They have broke down below this consolidation range it's been in for a long time, few months or whatever. And now we're getting price acceptance below it. I guess we do have this one last line of defense at about $35, and it's almost there. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much are there. I mean, yeah, pretty brutal. Anything below 35, man, this goes into black hole mode. And I mean, the last little wick, if this is a good print, and I say if, then, that's what way down here at $20, man. Yeah, that's price discovery to the downside, sub $35. Zcash, also sitting on lows, man. Just getting price accepted on previous structure lows. Bulls better snap this pretty hard or it's going to start looking pretty nasty for a lot of these charts. And a lot of times what you do kind of see in this is you get tested and it'll go like a little bit below some of these, and then the bulls will just come out of nowhere and pump it back up into the range. If we get something like that building up, that would look real sexy for for confirming that this is kind of the local low range for the cycle. Look at Dash coming right to the trend line, right to some structure. Looking a little bit better. This could just be a trend line test. It actually looks okay above about $61, so not terrible. Hold on, let's go back to that real quick. But also not great until it's back above like $69. But hey, liquidation break on a trend line could be a decent entry right here, especially if Mama Bear holds up. We're getting some wild wicks on Doge here. I don't know if that's just, let's go to a different pairing. That is probably just some bogus ass. Let's go to some bogus ass data there. Yeah, we don't have it on Bitfinex. Let's see if we have it on something else. If we have it on Binance. Nah, we don't have it on Binance either. So Bittrex has just got some wonky prints. But there is some good volume on this candle right here. Probably the most. Yeah, the most since right here at the top. So maybe this could be a little bottom. It is right on the trend line. It's technically a higher low. Looking all the way back to the beginning of the year. Let's go to a weekly. Yeah, it's tough, man. Most of the EMAs are sideways. I mean, it's barely holding on. And as long as it's above 7-ish, low sevens, it's okay. And you do have major support at about 666 on this guy. Let's jump back actually to Bitcoin. I didn't look at the weekly close. That kind of sucks. It's like some follow through to the downside after kind of a fat doji. Let's look at Ethereum's. Yeah, nothing great. And it's not super great. It's not super terrible either. I mean, look how much we're trapped. We're like in between all the moving averages on this bitch. All right, let's go to normie markets. Just not really getting much data, new data today. We are getting a little follow through here. Looks like, oh, look at that. Came up to that 4080 area that we've been talking about as major pivot point. And on Friday, we were looking for a test of that. We are getting that today. Will that be the end of this rally? I could definitely see that. Look at the volume on today, too. It's half of pretty much all last week. There is still 5 hours left in the day. And a lot of that volume comes in just in the morning hour or so, and then the latter hour as well around close, which is 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Let's zoom in a tad. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, there is Momo, but again, there's mega resistance at that 4080 handle. So, first test, that's great. We need to get back above that to really flip this back to a little bit more bullish stance to turn this into a higher low. Right now, it could just be retesting the former support and resistance pivot point. The 4080 handle is very important on ES. So, I have to see if the bulls can muster up the strength to get above that today. Or this week, I should say. Lovely bounce off that 12,000 area. Also just coming up to major resistance on the structure looking left here. We'll need some follow through on that from the bulls on NASDAQs. Dow is still hovering well below its 33.6-ish horizontal. This looks just like a retest of the lows. This would only change my mind if we get a daily open and close above like 33.5. Then I'll start changing my tune. But Russell and Dow are not looking near as. I'm sorry, no. Russell and ES are not looking near as good as Nasdaq and Russell because they're like below resistance. You can see here. NQ's the same way here. Dow's worse though. Dow's below like almost the entire years of business and even kind of in the range of late last year. So this one looks like the worst to me. And you actually have some bifurcation today. Look at this. Russell's selling off today. It does not want to be green. Even Dow Transportation Index is down today. That's very interesting. All right, because usually these trade in lockstep together. Let's go to the 3 hour. Ooh. Damn, that's pretty nasty 3 hour candle there. It's engulfing this little attempted price acceptance by the bulls above. Man, All right. That's interesting. Still looks okay above about 1915-ish and ultimately macro like 1900, which we've been mentioning for numerous streams now. As long as it's above there, it looks okay, but no momentum really. You can see we just kind of rallied to 50, very neutral zone on DMI. Volume's kind of shitty. And I mean, just defaulted on PA alone. As long as it's holding 1900, I can't get really bearish on it. We start getting below 19, though. That's when the bears can sing. Yeah, look at this. Dow, not really. This is kind of turning into a little rejection shooting star candle. So filled this little gap right here, too. Yeah, it's surprising the trends are down while the index is up. Let's see what. Oh, look, we're reaching for the stars a little bit here on the DAX. Pretty nice off this hammer candle and follow through. You can't get mad at this. This is actually getting kind of bullish above 15.6-ish. Yeah, this isn't that bad, huh? Man, we're just kind of all over the place with price for today. Some stuff looks good. Some stuff looks bad. Market's a little confused here. Not really any momentum yet. You can see, we're almost getting it on the DMI or on the RSI, but DMI doesn't have it. It's super neutral on the DMI. Bulls really need to take off from here above 1550-ish, or 15.5, sorry. About 15.5. We get back below that, then I would be looking for at least the other side of this range test. But man, this has been lollygagging up here for a long time, for over a month now. VIX chilling. It's getting caught by this 18 handle, one Mogan. VVIX also getting caught kind of by the low 70s, mid 70s actually. And that's like the lower end of its band. It usually always like finds, usually always mega for sure, definitely. That sounds retarded, but it usually finds its base around 70, 75. You can see going back to its inception way over here. That's usually where it likes to camp out. Now, it can camp out there for a long time before reversing. VIX futures coming back to the trend line, another test there. Those don't update till the end of the day, though. Let's see here. Whoa, that snapback. Hold up. Oil kind of getting a little follow through, but definitely struggling up here at this little local high to try to make a higher high in the structure. We got the higher low again 4 times, but they haven't been able to make a higher high, which would be around like 81.50. And we are kind of struggling right up underneath this trend line. Just at least getting into the 80s would look pretty good. And we did get a little wick right to the body of this candle, and so far just kind of getting rejected. But still looks good above 78 bucks. Nat gas, I swear this was just down a second ago. Maybe I'm tripping. No, yeah, okay, it was down. Nasty candle last night. What the hell? Brutal. 6% in 7 minutes, right at midnight. Oh, okay. Oh, the rally. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty nasty candle for Monday. Oh, that's why it's up, because it just closed. That's right. They're on different times than other stuff, than other futures. So that's kind of a nasty candle. It looks okay above like 260s. Looks okay, but that's pretty nasty. That's a lot done, bitches. We done with y'all. Time to go down in price now. Man, brutal. Brutal sell-off there for Sunday night. Dang. It's crazy. We'll have to see what they do with this reaction. Could just be a little liquidation break, but this candle does look a little bit nasty, to be fair. Bonds rallying up to here, getting rejected. Pretty nasty, too. See what TNX is doing. Wow, dead flat. TNX is literally 0. Like, not even 0.01, just dead ass 0. Man, another rejection here. Interesting. I think we do have a Fed meeting coming up. I think, is it next week? Man, is it next week during Christmas break? Not Christmas break. My God, what is wrong with me? Freaking Mondays. For spring break. Let's see. I think it's next week. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it's all the way. It's in 2 weeks. Okay, good. Good. So in 2 weeks. Yeah, interesting rejection on that. TMF also getting rejection. TNX just literally chilling. Flat as something. That was my great analogy attempt right there. Flat as something. Dixie chilling. Looks okay above 104. TNX, again, like as long as it's above 380s, you got to watch them rates, man. Watch them rates. And with these little rejection candles today, that is very interesting. Euro's trying to rally. Gold kind of stalling out here. Pretty good place for it to chill. Get some price acceptance. You got a lot of horizontal action looking left in June and last summer. So it's really just trapped in a range. And gold's good to look at like on higher time frames. The best thing I do like about it is last week's candle engulfing this. So shorter time frames, this actually does look pretty good above 1850, to be fair. Silver, it's okay. I do like this candle right here. So above $21, it's all right. And you do have that 200 MA right there at 21 too. But on the weekly though, you're below all major moving averages. It's kind of a sloppy chart. No momentum on either side on the weekly. Best case scenario is this is just retesting the bull's attempt to break out. And as long as we're holding about 21 bucks, it's okay. It's okay. Not my favorite chart, especially with TNX and rates on the verge of, going above 6% or into the fives and all that, and that'll be coming up soon. If that doesn't happen, I could see gold rallying up and silver rallying pretty good, maybe another, 5% or so. If anybody wants me to look at a ticker here as I'm getting close to the end of our daily rundown list, just put that in the troll box now, please, and we'll get to it. Platinum, very nice. Another little follow through action. I don't think I took any off on Friday. I pondered with the idea, but I think today I'm going to, because this is right up under major resistance. I think I mentioned letting half ride, taking half off, and letting half ride. Yeah, I'm going to do that later today after the stream. Palladium, geez, man, terrible. Just terrible. Terrible chart. Looks like shit below 1500. There's just no way to make. I mean, I guess you could argue, look, we're over here in this cluster, which is also kind of these tails. So last line of defense, man, sub 1330. This bitch probably goes to like $1,000. Conversely, though, for the bull scenario, really got to regain that 1500, man. GDX. Trap between the moving averages, all of them. I mean, this is pretty rough. Slope down, but man, yeah, this is kind of a shit pattern. Don't really like it. I guess you can argue that this is a decent test right here. Above 33 on GDXJ looks okay, and above 27 it looks okay, but that's stretching it, I think, a little bit. Let's go look at sector majors real quick. Let's see. Pretty mixed bag, up, down, all over the place. Metals down. Little retail down. Yeah, most stuff is down, actually. Nothing really stands out here. Semiconductors up a little bit. Communication's the only one that kind of stands out. The comms. And then a little bit of technology, but for the most part, pretty much down for the day. Let's look at the top traded stuff. Apple, damn. Look at this stretch. What is this? Gap, gap, gap. Triple gaps on Apple? What is that crap? That's kind of interesting. Huh. Out of nowhere, too, with minimal volume. Triple gapping. That's very interesting. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the triple gap. That's not great. That's not great. The weekly still lower highs. Good morning. What are food futures? Which ones? Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. The triple gap. I'm not sure. I don't really like that. It did just come fill this gap, and then it gapped twice off of the gap fill. I don't know. That's a little sus, man. That's a little sus. And Apple kind of like is the market, sort of. The Fangmans, I'm sure you've heard. Microsoft doesn't have the gaps, but I mean, fairly nice bounce off of here. I mean, you can't get too mad about this above like 255. Let's see. Netflix doesn't want to show. We don't get to see Netflix, apparently. Yeah, what are you talking about? Like soybean futures and shit like that? Oh, good morning, Hellbound. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. Man, NVIDIA, holy crap, nice gap on earnings here. 14 retest. That will get filled at some point. But shit, above 220, man, it looks pretty good. Dang, NVIDIA. Breaks out of this downward sloping channel. Beautiful. Retest the breakout zone. Beautiful structure on there. Nice NVIDIA. One of the better looking charts. All right, that's about it there. Wait, hold on. I'm going to look at the blockchain stuff. Let's go over here to our little miner index. This is the index, GDX index, sort of, for crypto that I made Man, it's got that funky pattern too with the like reverse upside down triangle, descending triangle thing. I don't know. It's a funky pattern. It's kind of like an M pattern, I guess, which is generally a little bearish, but it's okay above like 260 ish. And bulls are attempting to get the slope back up on the 200. So you got to give them credit for that. But everything else is very, very neutral. So, yeah, man, look at this. Squeezed up, man. Big move coming. There is definitely a big move coming, man. I can feel it too. Core's chilling over here. This actually doesn't look terrible, man. I kind of like this little base it's built. It actually looks pretty good above 30 cents, man. You know, above about 42 cents, all these meme numbers. It's just so funny how that kind of plays out. I swear I'm not really doing that intentionally. They just get really close. I'm looking at structure and then I look at the price and I'm like, what the hell? This is mean. It's meme, not mean. Gap fill on this is about $1, so this could be a really good trade, man. And risk on it's pretty easy. I don't know if I actually made a good risk chart on crypto. Go check it out on my ideas page. I'm gonna show you real quick, I guess, too, while we're here. Yeah, so I was just looking at some fib stuff, whatever, and just thinking, like, man, this is actually fairly easy risk management right here for crypto because 30% really isn't that high. And, when do you get this kind of opportunity? And for me, this is kind of how I'm playing the market right now. Since the bulls finally showed themselves a little bit in this rally for the last couple months. And yeah, what if they do break down? Well, whatever. I'll just be kind of DCAing here until we break, or until the possible break of 16, not when, because we don't know. But for 30% risk in these targets over the next, couple years, with the halving coming up, around here somewhere. And these aren't just, yes, they are meme numbers sometimes, but they actually all have statistical significance. Like this is Fibonacci extension. This one is also derived from Fibonacci. This is just the previous all-time high. That just memed itself. And then these other ones too are just kind of around major pivot points. But yeah, it's kind of funny how that's working out. But that's just something I've kind of been looking at for like longer term stuff. But yeah, that's over on my idea page if you want to check that out. Oh, wheat, corn, and rice, huh? Geez, anything else, sir? I'm just kidding. I don't know. Do you actually trade wheat? What's your? You never mentioned wheat before. Terrible. This looks terrible below 722 because these are really big products. Very large contracts if you're trading futures on these. It is right on the 200 though, so maybe this is decent spot. Possibly. Yeah, I guess on the weekly it looks okay. Let's go to monthly. Yeah, monthly has some support in the 600 handle for sure. So maybe this is a little stalling spot in the mid upper 600s. But the daily does not look good. I'd almost wait for a daily reversal type formation, either a candle, something. This is pretty nasty below like 714 ish. I don't really trade commodities like this, like food commodities. But yeah, this is kind of breakdown on the daily. So not great above or below 720 ish on the daily. But on the weekly, you do have the 200 right beneath you. So, and if y'all watch the show and know, I don't generally like to take trades between the 200 and the shorter term moving averages, especially on dailies because it can just kind of ping pong around. But right now, I'd wait for this for me. I'd wait for like a daily to kind of do something, at least a candle, a hammer candle, something to show any kind of strength. That one. Let's see, it's corn. Man, big gap right here. I don't know, kind of sloppy. It's not really a head and shoulders. It's kind of like its own little pattern. Yeah, I don't know, man. It looks okay above 6. I'm not really a fan of commodities trading, to be fair. I just like, what do you? This is kind of crap. Like, what? I mean, what do you do with this for like the last year? It's just been going pretty much sideways, um, and it's super volatile. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at it pure on price action alone, but um, none of these actually look really that good. This weekly looks pretty terrible. Price acceptance, but it's just kind of, man. I don't know. This is a tough chart to read, man. Just sideways. I don't really like it. I think there's just better things to trade that have uh, way more better looking charts than this. And just curious for macro, not for trading. Well, then I'd probably just not look at it. If you're not going to trade it, it probably is just going to add too many data points and maybe confuse you. That's my opinion, but if that was the case, if I'm not trading something, I don't really care about looking at it. There's already enough data and price action to look at in a chart. So then when you start combining too many things, commodity cycles, it can just mess with your bias. Price action on whatever you want to trade is the most important thing to look at for sure. Nothing trumps the price action of something that, like, if you're trading S&P 500, look at S&P 500. Nothing's going to give you better data than looking at S&P 500. So I'd be careful with a little bit of spreading too thin, because this isn't going to give you better info of the market rallying or any of that crap before the S&P will. All right, let's see. And then Rice. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Rice. Go look at Rice. Okay, you don't want to look at Rice? Okay. Rough Rice futures. Yeah, I mean, let's go to weekly. That is an ugly chart. I mean, this has got bearish divergence all over it on the weekly at like four times. One, two, three, four times. Yeah, four times of bearish divergence. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't like it. Either trends really hard or kind of just goes sideways. And it's just mean. Look at this. And these contracts are just so big, dude. These can take you out to the shed real fast. Looks okay above like 16 and a half, but like I said a minute ago, I mean, if you're not trading these futures, then I wouldn't even really look at them. But if you are really trading them above like 16 half, it looks okay. Really needs to get back above 17 and a half to get sexy time. Let's go look at SI. Is it dying? No, just price acceptance right now after the little issues it had last week. This is probably the biggest concern, probably for a lot of crypto traders right now, is if Genesis or these people are going to go bankrupt or something. Because they are about the size of FTX, so I think like 50 billion AUM, something like that. Let's go to Coin. Man, Coin actually looks kind of good right here. I do like this defense right here. Right here. Let me say right here again. At $60. This isn't bad. Above $60, I do kind of actually like this. I hate Coinbase, but interesting. What do y'all think the path of least resistance is right now? Huh. Well, I think we can all answer that one, Anthony. You want to know if food costs is going to go? No, it's not coming down. You can look at those prices. They're down quite a bit off their highs, but that shit hasn't correlated to the grocery store. Hell, I've noticed they were up again when I went last week. Dude, they almost never lower prices after they go up. They kind of just stick, even if their costs go down on the back end. It's like sticky inflation. That's actually a term that some financial guys use. It's sticky, bro. It's getting all stickified. Goes up, stays up. They're like, oh shit, now we can just make more money. And then it can pad their revenues and stuff at some point as well. So, yeah, prices ain't going down. Just get used to $5 beef pounds or whatever they are right now and all the crazy prices of stuff. It's the new price. Let's go look at HYG. Yeah, just kind of, man, look at this. This is actually nasty, man. Rallying to test the underbelly of this channel. You got the 221 and 55 within a dollar of each other. That is mega resistance on HYG. This is the corporate bond yield. So risk kind of on stuff and very sensitive to rates, especially going up. So, man, if this doesn't get back above 75, this actually looks pretty gnarly. Junk bonds in the same position. Municipal bonds. This is what's super safe and can never go down. This is what they sell all your parents and stuff and old people. Oh, you just put it in a municipal bond. It will never go down. Ever, ever. The 60/40 portfolio, it can never go down. Well, nothing's guaranteed in markets except there's one thing that you will take losses. But that's the only thing that's guaranteed. To be fair, though, this is a pretty textbook inverse head and shoulders on this right here. Ding. Right. I mean, it's not complete. You do need this part, which, could be happening before April. You got the neckline. So close above 108. That is pretty damn textbook. Now, this is pre-drawing the pattern because it has not developed yet. You still need this part. So sometimes pre-drawing patterns can get you in some trouble. I've seen that in crypto trading sphere and crypto Twitter a lot, except they're worse. Like this price action wouldn't even be here. It would just be like to this point. And they'd be like, oh, it's inverted head and shoulders for sure, dude. Moon all the way, 100 million K. It's going there. It's like, oh, dude, don't be doing that. But this one is almost all the way developed. So we got start seeing a little rally here. That would look pretty decent for the bonds. But that probably is going to not happen until we get past this Fed meeting here in a couple of weeks. Maybe we rally into it in anticipation of that happening. And then the beef pounds, baby. That's right. Let's go look at Clown World. What's Tesla doing? Oh, Investor Day didn't work out. Oh, shocker. You got this little rejection candle. Bulls are trying to get back above, but this looks like distribution, man. This doesn't look very good, and it's in between all the MAs. Lots of resistance in this low 200 area. Man, lollygagging here. Gap's been filled on the daily. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You do have this big gap over here at 140s. That probably will get filled soonish. Man, this is kind of tough. Below 190 again, watch out. I'd look for that gap to get filled. And really until it's back above 210, this is a no trade for me until we get a little bit more clarification on that side. On one of the sides, I should say. DoorDash, blah. Snow, blah. Blah. Airbnb, that's some shit. Airbnb filling the gap. Hey, this actually is a pretty good looking chart. Airbnb gapped up, nice earnings, retested previous resistance, confirming as support so far. This actually looks pretty good. What the hell? Airbnb, huh? Looks pretty damn bullish above 120, 121. So, hey, there you go. There's always an outlier somewhere. Neo looks like garbage. Oh, hey, Anthony, I'm going to sign off here in a second. I got to go do pick up some cars and stuff. But I did work on a little AI list for you over the weekend and also for other people that are interested in AI. So there's one just called AI, and it's obviously been pumping because it has AI in the name, just like back in the day with crypto. Be like, oh, you got blockchain or crypto in your name? Rally 300%. Well, what do you do with crypto? Well, we have plans. Okay. Anyway, though, price action on this looks pretty good above $25. Definitely some resistance right around here. But in the 23, 24, I mean, this actually does look pretty damn good. You cannot argue with all this volume. Pretty much most volume it's had since IPO. And, above this low 20s, around 22. Looks pretty nice, man. Would I buy it up here? No, I would not. Not on this little gap and chilling up here. Maybe after it broke and confirmed that the bulls got some power. Clown World. Oh yeah, you like that list? So most of those companies are total bullshit, but I know Tesla isn't, but whatever. Well, kind of. Anyway, nice support here too on DocuSign. I like this chart. Looks really good above $60, man. Bulls are building it up. Weekly still needs some work, but the daily above 60, pretty sexy. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. 63. We got 69. All right, yeah. So we do have some major resistance here, but I mean, overall, these all look pretty damn good. Big gap on Nvidia. MU. Man, look at this mega resistance at about 59. So yeah, getting just a little pressure, but you can see this sideways consolidation actually looks pretty good. So above like 55, mid 50s, this actually looks pretty decent for an attempt. Below that though, then we probably just get continuation and test down here at 50, but not too shabby. Planeteer, I mean, there's a lot of different ones. These are obviously mixed up. Some of these are really big companies. Google has some of the best AI stuff though. But I mean, you do have like the smaller companies like this AI, Nice, MDT. Uh, Planeteer is kind of small. I've always thought this one would be a good trade at some point, and it might be right here. We do have about 770 as good support. What's the weekly? The weekly is actually getting comfy above the 21 EMA, so that's cool. About 750 also on the weekly. So it does have major resistance right here at the 9 handle. You can see that's the IPO. But man, if it clears like 950, $10, I'd be looking for a test of this trend line at least, which would be anywhere depending on how long that takes. It could just be $10 if it's way over here, but between 10 and about $13. So that could be a good play on some AI stuff. But yeah, you can see some of these are actually looking pretty good. Oh, what is that? Oh my God, come on, load up. Or don't load up. I broke it. My stream is getting, dude, come on, man. $150 a month for gig internet, and it wants to be like this. Oracle is attempting to break out right now. This actually will be uber bullish above $91. Let's look at the weekly. Look at this kind of flagging out on a weekly with the target of about 100. This is pretty beast mode, dude. To be fair, look at this consolidation after breaking out. All the EMAs pointing up. This actually is a pretty sexy freaking chart. Holy crap. Looks very good above $86. Below there, then we can probably look for tests in this upper range between, I don't know, 77 and like 83. But man, this actually looks pretty good. It does have earnings this week, so on Thursday afternoon. So going to be wary of that. Probably a big move coming out of this. Pretty interesting that Oracle has such a nice looking chart. Huh. All right, but that's it. Let's wrap this bitch up. Bitcoin. It's okay. Nothing new. We don't have any new information since Friday. We're just hanging out on the lows. It's not falling anymore, so that's good. Bulls are so far making a higher low at this point. Really need to see them this week get the ball rolling. You don't want price to just keep camping here on the lows because that's price acceptance by the market. So we're gonna have to see. We need to see them rally here a little bit. And same with Ethereum. It's below that 1580, which is kind of the pivot point, but it's right on top of the 55. So this is a super tight move right here. And as long as we're kind of just chilling, it's okay. But again, the longer we stay down here, the more likely we will test to the lower side of range. So I'd like to see before the end of the week, bulls, if they do have strength, they should be able to push this up, back up into the ranges right above it, which would be 23,000 handle for Bitcoin, or about 1,600, low 1,600s for Ethereum. But yeah, we do have some pretty nasty charts building on some of the other coins, though, like Litecoin's getting price acceptance below. BSV is getting price acceptance below. Zcash, some of these are not looking super great. I actually don't remember doing. ZEC. No, sorry, XMR. We didn't do XMR. I accidentally skipped that one. Man, rallying right up to the trend line here. So almost good. What is going on with my internet, dude? This is lame. I should be able to run a chart and stream a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Mega resistance though, sub 160, but also really good support at 140. So between 140, 160, we're kind of just chilling. Apparently, my computer doesn't want to work with me today. A lot of pressure though, yeah, in that upper 150s, pretty much like I got it on 158, but 160 is easier to remember. And there's been a little fake outs here and there too around that price. So I mean, it's just kind of price acceptance on the lows so far. Nothing too crazy. The weirdest kind of thing today for me is that Russell is selling off. It's actually continuing to sell off, and the Dow not really doing anything. Dow Transportation Index. So we have a lot of bifurcation here. Stuff's kind of all over the place. Even the DAX is up. I mean, we're a little bit confused on the markets, it kind of seems. So what did STX do? Yeah, rejection from that dollar. Not a surprise. We were looking for that. Maybe this is re-entry possibly on that. And I think that's about it, man. You're very welcome, Mr. Anthony. Much love. Well, yeah, I'm signing off here. I'll see y'all guys on Wednesday morning. Much love. Appreciate y'all tuning in.